I remember someone famous said, working for a salary is like giving you a drug to forget your dreams. Do you agree with that statement? Now keep that question in mind while I discuss the 3 reasons why you should start a business. Let's start with a financial reason first, and that will be the financial potential of a business. Now if you are an employee and you are thinking of becoming rich, not that it is not possible, but it will definitely be a very long path, because in the earlier years of your career, you are probably nothing rank and file employee, but once you have worked a few years, you will progress through the ranks through manager, director, or even senior director, because you will be paid on a fixed pay scale, which means that there is a cap on how much you can earn per month or even per year with the annual bonus or commissions. Unlike a business, which is much easier to scale on the volume as well as the quality of the project. What I mean from this is that there are uncapped earnings within a business, because whatever revenue that you have earned from your client is now yours to keep as a business, compared to someone who is an employee. Even if you clinch a $1 million deal from your client, your company may only pay you like 1% of that, which is like $10,000. Now don't get me wrong, $10,000 is still a lot of money, but if you compare that $10,000 to that $1 million, is that even a comparable fight? So if you cut off all the middlemen and all the agency fees and whatever your directors or your managers are getting a cut on your commission, then isn't that an earnings potential for you? But that's just on the good part, right? On the other side, the risks are uncapped too, which means that your business have the risk to close down or bankrupt if your business strategy is not sound and you cannot keep up with either your competitors or you cannot adapt to the macroeconomic trends. But I guess the most important financial benefit of the business is that you get to leverage various tax benefits and deductions, because now all the revenue that you earn is counted as corporate income instead of personal income. And for those of you who are familiar with such taxation rules, this will definitely benefit you in the long run in your financial situation. Now the question is, how do you leverage the tax deductions and benefits, especially if you are new to starting a business? So when you are thinking of incorporating a company like a private limited, that's where you should check out the sponsor of today, Osome, because they provide professional services like incorporation, accounting, tax, and corporate secretary to help you kickstart your business journey. Especially when I was really new to the business scene, Osome became my advisor to help me sort out all the compliance matters and incorporation matters that I could not have handled that well. And that's so that I could dedicate more time to run my core business. Osome helps entrepreneurs grow their business hassle-free with expert accountants and simple software. Now leave your financial admin, taxes, bookkeeping, and accounting to Osome with easy-to-use business tools. Never miss an invoice and track your cash flow with their real-time dashboard. Say goodbye to multiple apps because it all happens in one platform. Now join over 15,000 small business owners and do business better with Osome. And use my referral link with Osome to get 16% off any services with Osome today. Now having discussed the financial reason, let's move on to the non-financial reasons. The second reason being freedom and control. And I know how some of you full-time employees feel, especially when you are working in your day job. You have fixed working time during weekdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and sometimes you work OT and even unpaid OT. Now you compare that to a business owner. You start at the time you want, you end at the time you want. Sometimes when you work overtime, it's because you want to and not because the company forces you to. You can also take your breaks whenever you want. You want to go for a short trip, short holiday at non-peak periods and don't want to squeeze in the long weekends with other full-time employees, that's your own call. But let me be clear that with the flexibility that you have to work your own hours, it doesn't mean that you work less. Because most of the business owners, especially startup founders, actually work much more hours compared to a normal day job. Because this is now their baby, right? Their own business. They want it to succeed. And in order to succeed, they have to put in much more effort. Because in the business world, high rewards is directly correlated with high effort. Not quite the same for full-time employee, right? The more work you put in your full-time job doesn't mean the more rewards you will get, Your boss will come and recognize your effort. I don't think so. If they have not exploited you, that is already good enough. Don't even expect like extra rewards on top of it. Well, that's unless you are in a sales-driven role whereby you are paid commissions on every additional product or service that you sell. But the third reason is the most important reason that I want to talk about, and that is the personal development and network growth. You will develop a wide range of skills when you start a business, and this can be in the form of problem solving, decision making, leadership and management skills. These are more of the soft skills. And on the hard skills parts, especially for solopreneurs, you learn from the start to end process, starting with sales and marketing, operations, finance, logistics, administration and customer service, all the way to the end, because you are the one solo person doing all the work from start to finish, and hence you know the ins and out of the business. Fundamentally, there will be a change in the people you meet, especially when you start in business, because you realize that people who are available to meet you during the workday hours are kind of similar to you, whereby they are either business owners, they are entrepreneurs, startup founders, and maybe they are your clients. And you will meet more of such people compared to your normal friends, right? You only meet your friends during the weekends or public holidays, and you all go out to have fun. But when you meet such people in the business world, it's more of how to create more income, how to collaborate to achieve a win-win situation for both parties. But you have to accept the fact that some of your weekends and public holidays are no longer available to you. Because as a business owner, sometimes you have to work during these weekends and public holidays. Like you have an important project and you have specific deadlines to meet. So these are some sacrifices that you have to expect as a business owner. But what I really want to highlight is that your circle of friends will change. Because do you remember this saying that you are the average of the 5 people closest to you? So the more business people that you hang out with, whether they are your clients or their partners, your suppliers, or other people within the same field, then you'll become more like them, more business driven, more business minded, and then you all can achieve a higher win-win situation. Compared to some of your friends whereby you don't really know what they are doing with their lives, you will notice this subtle change in mindset and change in timing because of the way you meet them, right? You realize that you want to put more effort into people who can add value to your lives instead of people who are draining energy from you and are fundamentally negative to your life. So to wrap it up, I would say that starting a business is definitely not for everyone. In fact, you must have some business sense in order to make sure it's a sustainable business. But at least I could say that it has been rewarding for me thus far, because I've been doing this as a self-employed for 2 years, and after that, I have started this business for 4 months now. So it's a total of over 2 years. I have lost a stable employment income salary from an MNC. But you see, I've gained so much more. I've made new networks, I've gathered new sources of income, and there's so much more to learn in the knowledge and skills that can be applicable to any business situation. So if you think that starting a business is for you because you want to take advantage of all the benefits and you are okay to bear with the business risk, then consider using Osome services to start your business today. But before you start a business, maybe you are a self-employed person and you're confused with how CPF works for self-employed, then I'll urge you to watch this previous video of mine back on CPF for self-employed.